Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. Today is Wednesday, December 9th, 2020, and today I'm actually pretty excited. We are moving past the 2020 election, and I know I've been talking about it a lot because it does need to be discussed. I will be making videos talking about the direct impact of this election, but also we've been talking about the election results, which should have been squared away a month ago, really, where we should have been finalized just a little bit under a month ago. And at this point, there are still many prominent members of the right wing that still say that the election is not over, that the election is not a done deal, that President Trump still could win the election, whether through the Supreme Court or whether through whatever type of litigation that he would try to go to, because as you can tell from the title of this video, as of today, every single state has certified their election results. It doesn't matter what state you look at. All 50 states, including the District of Columbia, have certified their election results. So what does this actually mean? Well, that means that this map that we are seeing has been finalized. There are no significant amount of votes outstanding in any states that could alter the overall outcome of the presidential election. In fact, the popular vote probably will change by just maybe a few thousand votes at that. Every single state has said that their elections are done, that they are finalized, and that these are the results that are going to be sent, and this is how the Electoral College should vote. Now, if you're confused about what could actually happen with the Electoral College, first things first is no. Donald Trump cannot get state legislatures to appoint electors. It doesn't matter what the Supreme Court tries to do, that just isn't going to happen. There is nothing saying that that the electors can choose these state legislatures can choose the electors after the election. So if you supported President Biden and you're looking at this election win and you're worried, or if you're on the Trump wing and you think that this is possible, it's not possible. There is nothing allowing legislatures to choose electors following an election. Each political party will push up their names. The state legislatures will be okay with it. There's no real, contention at that point, and it just moves along, assuming that either political party could win a certain state. Yes, there are Democratic potential electors in North Dakota, as there are Republican ones in New York. Each political party will put one up there, especially if they're a prominent name on the ballot, and then if their political party does actually win, those set of electors will go on. So it's not as if there are Democrats that would have to vote for Donald Trump if they come from a state such as Florida, nor will there be Republicans that would have to vote for Joe Biden if they come from a state such as Arizona. That's not how it works. That would leave too much power in partisan politics. So 306 to 232 has now been finished. We are officially certified, which means we have to ask the question, what is the next step? Well, the next step is actually the Electoral College. This is when the electors will officially vote. And we've already started to see some of these right-wing media sources push away from this idea that the Electoral College is the end-all be-all, which it absolutely is. Once the Electoral College officially votes, it is super far gone, as if it isn't already. But you're looking at the Electoral College. This is when the group of electors, which traditionally meets together, they will not be meeting together this year. They will be meeting at their state legislatures to vote. But each state has a set number of Electoral College votes, and they have electors. So if we're using Michigan, for example, they have 16 electoral votes. Those 16 electors will vote for Joe Biden. They will follow what their state says. And if state law requires that they vote for the popular vote winner in the state, they must follow it. That is what the Supreme Court actually ruled back in July of 2020. So in 2016, we actually saw some faithless electors, but overall, we're going to see a finalized map of 306 to 232. I don't see anything different. Happening. And honestly, there is no reason as to why you would see a Democratic elector voting for Donald Trump. I mean, ask yourself, if you're a Democrat and you're in the position, even if you support President Trump or you support Joe Biden, you're looking at an electoral map. Could you imagine any, Trump wing Republican or Biden wing Democrat, or really any Democrat or Republican in such a polarized nation, considering voting for the opposition party? They may vote for another Democrat, they may vote for another Republican, but they're not going to vote for the opposition party. And there is absolutely no way that 40-plus electors will switch over from Joe Biden and go to Donald Trump in order to land him the election win. That is just completely false. And no, state legislatures do not have the ability to appoint new electors to the Electoral College in around 7 days, or not even 7 days, 5 days. We will see the Electoral College results give us the same exact numbers as the election results. Doesn't matter if certain wings of the American electorate believe that there is voter fraud. It doesn't matter. These electors will vote how their states voted. There is no evidence of voter fraud, which is exactly why the courts aren't taking up these situations. If you're looking at the transcripts from some of the courts, they're asking, is there any evidence of fraud? And the Trump lawyers are saying, no, there is no evidence of fraud. So looking at this certified result, I think that it's something that we should all be happy with. Now that the results are certified, we can start moving forward and start taking a look at the election results. But I do want to just, dabble in the idea of faithless electors because we saw a few of them in 2016. I think this was the second most or most amount of faithless electors that we've ever seen in a presidential election. But essentially, we saw a number of faithless electors. Let's see, I believe 6 Democrats, actually 5 Democrats, and then 2 Republicans, a total of 7. So the final electoral count was not 306 to 232. It was actually 304 to 227. So actually, Joe Biden, if he does get 306, will have won more electoral votes than Donald Trump by the time we see the election results, which is exactly why you see on the website itself that it says projected electoral vote. It doesn't say electoral vote because they still have to vote in 5 days, but absolutely nothing is changing. And look at that turnout. Look at that turnout. Geez, I did not see that before. That is so high. That is so high. I did not even realize that is how high our turnout actually was. I'm going to go off on just a slight tangent really quickly because I don't even think 2008 was 58%. I am baffled by that turnout number. I mean, I'm very proud of America for doing so, but I don't think we've ever seen turnout that high in modern political history. I don't think so whatsoever. 66.6%. I am astonished. Yeah, going back even to 1950s, we don't even hit that. So I'm not going to waste too much of your time just scrolling through that, but that is fascinating. I am definitely going to be covering that because that is super important, noting that we improved our turnout as an American people. It doesn't matter how you voted, as long as you voted in terms of turnout numbers, because that's all we're looking at. That's fascinating. That's awesome. That's really awesome. I really love it when people actually get out to vote. But looking at 2016, what was it? 55%, I believe. Went up narrowly. Yeah, 55.7% to 66.6. Geez, that is insanely high. That is insanely high. Wow. This really was the election of our lifetimes. But pretty much you're looking at the projected electoral vote. And when we're talking about the potential of a faithless elector, you do have to realize that these faithless electors in 2016 did not vote for Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. The Republicans that voted for John Kasich. They voted, I believe, for Ron Paul or Rand Paul, one of them. One Democrat from Washington voted for the Spotted Eagle. And then the other one voted for Colin Powell. That was it. I mean, 3 of them actually voted for him. And that was actually to try to, I guess, say that the Republican Party could somehow vote for an alternative Republican instead of Donald Trump. But overall, the election results did not fundamentally change. Actually, there were a total of 7 faithless electors. And Bernie Sanders actually received an electoral vote from the state of Hawaii. So overall, we didn't see that many faithless electors, even in a year where we saw the American people believe as if they were deciding between the lesser of 2 evils. Hillary Clinton was much more unpopular than Joe Biden. In fact, Joe Biden is popular. He is in the positive in terms of approval rating. Donald Trump is not. Hillary Clinton is not. So that is a very good sign for Joe Biden. And also, I don't think any Democrats are worried about these Democrats voting for Donald Trump. Absolutely none of them have even hinted that that's even remotely possible. If they were to vote for someone who isn't Joe Biden, they probably would be voting for maybe another type of candidate, a Democratic primary candidate. But after this recent Supreme Court ruling, it essentially told the state laws that say electors cannot vote away from what the popular vote in the state says. These are constitutional laws, and therefore these electors are required to vote for whichever candidate won their popular vote. So that applies to the majority of states. And when you're looking at the Electoral College vote, again, this is all partisan politics. You can't imagine Hillary Clinton voting for Donald Trump. You can't really imagine Ted Cruz voting for Joe Biden. So we're not going to see that much in terms of defections in the Electoral College, if at all. Joe Biden is going to win 306 electoral votes, and the certified results as of this morning, I believe that they were certified either late last night because I checked before I went to bed or early this morning. But overall, 306 electoral votes certified for Joe Biden, 232 certified for Donald Trump, which essentially just means that there is no room whatsoever for Donald Trump to try to pressure governors or try to pressure state legislatures to stop something in terms of the certification of the results, because it's an absolute done deal. It's an absolute certainty that Joe Biden is going to be the next president of the United States. And when you're looking at the certification results, when you're looking at the popular vote, I mean, Biden won the popular vote by 7 million votes, 5 points over Donald Trump. That was super significant. And it doesn't really make sense. And there would be no discussion, there should be no discussion about subverting the American electoral process to try to appoint electors. But it simply isn't going to happen. It's impossible. These electors are going to vote for both candidates. We probably will see a same number of electoral votes for Donald Trump that he won. Same thing for Joe Biden. These numbers aren't going to change. And in 5 days, we will see that. I will cover the electoral college vote. Obviously not real time, but next week, I believe they vote on Monday. And that should be, not too surprising that the results will be all the same. But now that we are seeing the certified results, all this litigation in a number of these states is going to be done. They're trying to go to the Supreme Court. It's not going to work, but everything in the states in terms of, pressuring the governors, Brian Kemp, Doug Ducey, done deal. That's finalized. No matter how many, hearings they try to hold, those results are done. And these electors in 5 days are going to elect Joe Biden, the next president of the United States. And then on January 20th, 2020, Joe Biden will be inaugurated as the 46th president of the United States. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to comment down suggestions below. Subscribe on the left if you haven't already, and check out the Instagram and Twitter. At the bottom left of the screen, there's also a Discord server for you to go ahead and join. And on the top right, you can actually see a video that you can watch, and then a playlist on the bottom right for my post-2020 election analysis videos. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all later today.